you'd think I'd be used to this by now. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys. Hey, it's me. Hi, Zach. Hey. There is a number of things I would like to open this episode on. One, boy, Urdu love. Absolutely enamored with logging into Twitch every single time because of the way I'm currently streaming. It's gonna be changing soon. Also, if you guys saw the link on the Discord, this episode was originally planned to be named something else, but I do these little checks to see about how long the chapter is, and I saw the high jump. I can't believe it's on the high jump. It's one of very, very few things I know about this route. Or I didn't know it was in this route, actually. I didn't know where it was, since I had gone through 2 routes already and hadn't seen it, but it's the high jump! You know what? That's enough waffling for me. Let's get into it, right? Alright. Pretty sure I have everything all settled. Oh shit, that's right, I need that one last thing. Wait. Right there. Just in case, where is it? There it is. Okay. February 1st. Fate's Day Night. 1 day. 2. My awakening is dark. Perhaps I just don't really dream much. But unless something really special happens, I always seem to have the same dream. What I imagine are swords. I don't know why it is. This is the only thing that comes into my mind. There's really no meaning or reason behind it. It may just be one of the aspects making up Emi Ashiro. There are no dreams to dream. The only things I can recall from sleep are things I was taught a long time ago. For example, about mages. Even if I'm an amateur, I'm a mage, it's only natural for me to understand the kind of world I live in. Frankly speaking, a mage is an exception who deviates from modern society. But even exceptions must band together to survive. Father told me that the group of mages is called the Mages Association. He also said that I shouldn't associate with them. The Mages Association hides magic and organizes mages. They basically keep watch to see that mages do not affect society with magic, but the strange part is that they do not prohibit misuse of magic. According to Kiritsugu, the Mages Association is only interested in the concealment of magic. Even if a mage carries out his research at the expense of the lives of many ordinary people, the Mages Association will not punish him. Their priority is that the magic should not become public, so they do not ban magic. So they're crazy people who think you can do anything as long as you don't get caught. Anyway, the surveillance of the Mages Association is thorough. Most magical research would cost the lives of ordinary people, and as a result, the existence of the magic world become public. So the association does not allow research that would harm society. So mages stay at home and research quietly, while the normal world carries on unmolested. Hence, mages only try to hide themselves to escape the association. So, maybe I just don't know it, and a mage lives in this town. I hear Fuyuki City is a spiritually excellent area. Such an area always has a distinguished mage with a history. They're called the second owner, an elite, and the association entrusts the area to them. Mages who would live in the area must visit them and obtain their permission to construct a workshop. Looking at it like that, we are thieves living here without the permission of the landlord. Father was an outlaw who cut his ties with the association and moved here without the consent of the administrator of Fuyuki. The owner doesn't know that Emi Kiritsugu was a mage, and Kiritsugu doesn't know who the owner was. With reasoning like that, I think our position is kind of ambiguous. Father, the real mage, has passed away. And I, his son and pupil, don't know the Mages Association, and have not the skill to be a mage. From the association's point of view, they'd want to catch an amateur like me doing things, but I've seen no movement yet. No, I've heard that Japan is relatively hidden from the eyes of the association, so I think I've just not been found out. But that doesn't mean I can't let my guard down. People say that the eyes of the association are everywhere. On top of that, if you commit a crime with magic, the heretic hunters at the church will come after you. That just means that wherever you use magic, lack of care will create enemies. I, Emi Yoshiro, just have to study independently, taking that into account. I wake up to see the sun shining through the window. The sun may have just risen, and it's still a bit dark outside. I'm not good in the mornings. I get up, trying not to be defeated by the morning chill, and quickly fold up my futon. It's 5:30. One of my strengths is waking up at this time, no matter how late I go to sleep. I do sometimes make mistakes and wake up late, like yesterday, but usually I wake up early. Alright, breakfast. Since I let Sakura do all the work yesterday, I have to return the favor this morning. I should finish preparing before Sakura even arrives. Like telling her I don't need her help. I cook rice and make some miso soup. It was radish and carrot yesterday, so I make onion and potato miso soup today. I also make the usual broth, egg, and boil when I'm done. I cut and salt the sari and stop just before cooking it. Alright, that should do. It is almost 6 o'clock. I finished earlier than expected, so I have some extra time. Oh shit. Don't skip the scene. And also, I need to reconfigure that. Config. Is it off? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I have time, so I'll make something else. I open the fridge. All that's left are some cucumber and potatoes. I could cut and salt the cucumber or the potatoes and serve them vinegared. But those are things that I could do in a couple minutes, and they're better fresh. It'll be half an hour until Fujini and Sakura arrive, so I should make a dish right before they get here. In that case, this is free time I can't make much use of. Is there anything I could do in 30 minutes? I got some chicken, so I could cook some bite-sized meat rolls with vegetables or something like that. He has a much more varied breakfasts than I do. I cut the meat and tenderize it. At a glance, the meat tenderizer is really evil. It's like a hammer, but it's flat on 4 sides and has lots of spikes coming out of it. If it were bigger, it would make a great instrument to torture. I flatten the meat with a scary object, put some carrots and kidney beans on it, roll it up, cook it in the pan, and steam it with wine. Huh? Wait, what am I doing? At that point, I regained my sanity. I was trying to make a side dish, as the sari was already the main dish. So, what am I doing making another main dish? Honestly, I must have let my guard down, cooking just to pass the time. Huh? You were cooking just to pass the time, senpai? Yeah, the thing is I was trying to make a side dish. Before I realized it, I had the knife, and, well, I guess habit's a little scary thing. I mean, it's just an excuse, though, so. But isn't that alright? It's a bit big for breakfast, but since you made it, I don't think there'll be any leftovers. You think so? That's not really the problem. There's no need for 2 suns in the sky. They'll just have to ask one of them to leave. What? You're not gonna eat it, senpai? Yeah, I will. I wasn't planning to, but I guess I'll pack a lunch today. That way it won't go to waste. Wow. Senpai, you're gonna make lunch right now? It'll be close, but I think I can at least get my... And then, I finally realize someone's behind me, talking to me. Good morning, Senpai. I'm here again today. Sakura greets me with a smile. It's not unusual for Sakura to come into the kitchen at this time. She always rings the bell as she comes in, but sometimes I don't notice. Like right now. Good morning, Sakura. Breakfast is ready, so you can just relax in the living room. There's some tea there. I answer her, staring at the frying pan. On the table is a pot of hot water, a teapot, and some snacks. Oh yes. You're perfect again today, Senpai. Sakura's voice is lively, as if she's happy about something. And Sakura comes into the kitchen instead of going to the table. Senpai, you're making lunch, right? Yeah, it turned out that way. It's a good dish for lunch, so I thought I'd make some side dishes. Can I help? I'll make my own, so... Oh, wait, if you don't mind having the same thing, I can give you some of mine. Yes. I was watching and I wanted to have some of yours. Alright, can you cook the rice then? We don't have enough for two. There should be a fast rice cooker over there. Yes. I'll take care of it. I'll go and start that then. I hear the sound of her footsteps and the tying of her apron. Senpai, we're okay with 2 cups of rice, right? Yeah, I think that'll be enough. With quick movements, Sakura comes to help in the kitchen. Still trying to find Sakura's voice after all this time. Morning! Well done! It smells great. A little past 6:30. 30 minutes after Sakura, Fujini arrives as usual. Good morning, Sensei. Please wait a little longer for breakfast. Yep, I'll wait. Oh, Sakura-chan, are you making breakfast with Shiro? No, Senpai made breakfast on his own. We're making lunch right now. Sakura's voice is really lively. I'm not doing anything particularly fun, so I don't really know what she's so happy about. That was a nice expression. I see! So of course you're in a good mood. Cooking with Shiro. So much fun stuff. Alright, we don't have so much time, but take it easy. Laughing, Fujini sits at the table and pours some tea. Gee, she must be off dreaming. What's so fun about cooking for school? Put the pan back onto the rack. Food's made, so all that's left is to pack the lunchboxes. Sorry, Sakura. I made you do extra work before club activities. I wanted you to relax since you did a lot yesterday. Huh? Don't worry about that at all. Like Fujimaru-sensei said, I find cooking fun. She smiles. Well, I know she likes cooking, but still, it must be hard for her getting up past 5 o'clock to make lunch. Besides, Sakura comes and makes dinner often. So if I'm getting her to cook in the mornings too, she might have no free time at all. Yeah. Oh, I'm grateful for the help, but you should relax, Sakura. You should sleep during the mornings, and after school is for playing around. You don't have to come and help around my house. Well, I am relaxing. You made breakfast today, and I got some food for you for lunch too. She smiles. Sigh. It's been 1.5 years since Sakura started to help out. Now she keeps coming back like this no matter what I say. That's different. You have your own life too, so you can't just take care of me and Fujini. If you're taking care of us, you won't be able to do all the things you want to do. It's fine. My only hobbies are archery and cooking. In fact, my goal is to beat you at cooking, and I think I'm almost there. Sakura puffs her chest out boastfully. I want to argue back, but it's true she's about to beat me. I admitted as much yesterday. So please don't worry about it. I like cooking here, and improving is fun. I'm hoping you pay you back for showing me this great pleasure, and for my own benefit. Does that mean you're stealing some of my skill every day, Sakura? Yes, I improve quickly just by helping you, so please be ready. I'll make you admit defeat someday. Whoa. I can't believe she said it so bluntly. Man, if I'd known this was coming, I would have never taught you to cook. You never even had heard of oil before coming here, but now you're after me like an enemy. Really? Why are you chasing me like this? Can't you just be happy making food? Of course I'm after you. You can't be better than me. Not so sure what's so bad about that, but we should start setting the table for breakfast. Alrighty. I check the sari. Placing my chopstick in the well-grilled stomach, I check how cooked it is. I guess that's done. Here, Sakura, can you take this one to the table? Yes, thank you, senpai. I hand the plate of sari to Sakura. I guess sari's like a stomach or something. Then, as if remembering something important, Sakura stops dead. Sakura, what's wrong? Did you leave something at home? Sakura may seem shrewd, but she actually forgets things a lot. It's not natural for her to remember something and stop like this. But it seems like that's not the case this morning. Sakura? There's no answer. She just blankly stares at my hand, like she's still in a daze then. Senpai, what's that bruise on your hand? She asks me a strange question. Huh? I look down at the hand she's talking about. Huh. You're right. There is a bruise. That's weird. I don't remember hitting it anywhere. For some reason, there's a big old bruise on the back of my left hand. It's quite an impressive welt. It looks like it came from some sort of cut. Even on my own hand, it looks bad. Perhaps Sakura's not feeling well. She's very quiet. Sorry, can you handle the rest? I guess I'll just go put something on it. I let Sakura take care of the kitchen and head for the dojo. I don't know if I did this during my sleep, but I'll have to treat it. But for some reason, I'm worried about Sakura, who looked awkward and downcast. Go ahead, then. Sakura, are you sure you're alright? You can skip your club if you're not feeling well. I mean, Pegga's right here. We can just ask her. No, I'm fine. It's just a light headache, so you shouldn't worry about it. I only look bad because you're imagining it. I'm doing really well today. She says it with a smile, but anyone could tell at a glance that she's just bluffing. Really well, huh? Even though you couldn't eat any breakfast? Oh. She looks away awkwardly. Without looking up, she replies, Please excuse me. You're the one who should be resting, Senpai. She leaves. Table's cleared. But on the plate in the kitchen, Sakura's meal remains untouched. Honestly, what's wrong with her? It had been in such a good mood, but after seeing my bruise, Sakura suddenly became quiet and started to make lots of mistakes. Overfilled the tea, drenched the omelets with soy sauce, she sat down at the table with her apron on. And on top of that, she ate nothing, went to school looking pale. Maybe she got a cold or something. I muttered to myself while cleaning up. It's the first time I've seen Sakura like this. I got to know her during the summer 4 years ago, and she started coming here to help a year and a half ago. In that time, I've never seen her look this ill. Fujini will be in the archery range, so I don't think there'll be a problem there. But I did go and check on her after school or sometime. It's almost 7:30. Sakura and Fujini have already left for their morning club practice. I went to school early yesterday because Issei wanted me to, but I leave my house at the usual time today. I run into an unusual scene when I reach the intersection. Several police cars are parked outside a house. Something must have happened, as it's noisy and lots of people are surrounding the area. Hmm? I'm curious, but I can't really tell what's going on with all the people surrounding it. I don't really have time. I should prioritize school. Weird. I reached school 10 minutes before the bell. I entered the main gate as usual. Hey, morning, Emiya. I said in a neutral tone, so okay. I bump into a familiar female student. Wait, you're not changed yet, Mitsuzuri? It's almost homeroom. You shouldn't have time to say hello to me. Haha, you're right. You're cold as always, Emiya. She laughs as if something is really funny. Mitsuzuri Ayako. She was my classmate in first year, and now she's the captain of the archery club. She's very insightful, and everyone expected her to become the captain since the first year. In other words, her mental age is older than her real age, so she's been the older sister type everyone counts on since she was a first year. Although she gets mad when people say that, according to her, she's not really that old. Huh? Were you just thinking badly of me? I wouldn't dream of it. I was just thinking objectively about the truth. Although it's up to you if you want to feel angry about it. Ah, you don't say. That's good. You answered honestly, but you never revealed what you were thinking about. You don't let down your guard like Shinji does. Shinji? What does he have to do with this? Because you guys are friends. You're the only male friend he has, right? And you might have forgotten, but I'm captain of the archery club. Don't you think it's only natural for me to connect the current problem student and the problem student that quit? Yeah, I guess that is natural. Archery club has nothing to do with it, but I certainly do have an unsavory and inseparable relationship with him. Oh, that makes me mad. So you get so cold when talking to the archery club? You got it nice. You left Shinji behind and just quit. Then you think about those who you left behind, like me and Sakura? What, didn't Shinji doing something again? A day doesn't pass he doesn't do something. But still, yesterday was a bit too much. He even made a guy in the first year quit. Mitsuzuri sighs seriously. It's rare for her to make a face like this, but even more than that, I can't ignore what she just said. What? A student quit? Why? Shinji took his anger out on him. He got loads of female students around and made the kid, who had barely started handling bows, shoot. He laughed at him until he hit the target. And you just let that happen? Of course I did, but Academy's busy, you know? I can't always be in the dojo, you know that. It's true, but what the hell is Shinji thinking? He does teach very harshly, but he's not the type to make fun of people like that. Shinji's exactly the type of dope to make fun of people like that, Shiro. I'm surprised. You really are like that. What do you mean by that? Were you just thinking badly of me? I was just thinking objectively about the truth, so it's up to you if you want to feel angry about it. Stop saying things I just said a little bit ago. Whatever. What about Shinji? Why did he act like that? From what I heard, it was something like getting turned down harshly by Tosaka. What? You mean that Tosaka? You know that Tosaka at our school. I'm talking about the honor student in class 2A, Miss Perfect, Tosaka Rin. I don't think I heard that nickname before. It's the first time I've heard the nickname, but I would probably agree with it. With Tosaka involved, I can understand even Shinji getting turned down, and most of all, if it was Tosaka, I can see her refusing him mercilessly. Anyway, Shinji's been like this since yesterday. That's why it's hard to keep an eye on the dojo until now today. I've had to keep an eye on the dojo. Shinji has a nasty temper. I know it's hard, but keep up the hard work, Mitsuzuri. Okay, but Shinji never knows when to stop, you know? I feel like he'll do something really bad if he asks her out again, or gets turned down again. Nah, even Shinji wouldn't approach someone who turned him down. He's pretty good about that kind of thing. I'm gonna have to take your word from that, bud, because, like, I don't know. But he can't help it if the person who turned him down comes near him. I don't know why, but Tosaka comes to visit the dojo pretty often. You quit, so you wouldn't know. It's the first I've heard of it. Tosaka Rin doesn't do club activities for personal reasons. I thought she went straight home ever since she turned down the recommendation to join the student council. Well, maybe that sort of thing is good every now and then. He has a haughty attitude, so it might be good for him to have a hard time for once. Mitsuzuri says some dangerous things. What do I think of it? I read that Tosaka has many enemies. Would Mitsuzuri be one of them? Hey Mitsuzuri, that's going to... Oh, it's almost time. Bye, Emiya. Come see my archery skills sometime. Mitsuzuri hurries off. And in her wake leaves hundreds wondering, when's the Mitsuzuri wrap? Just like always. But I like that part of her. Feeling calmer now, I head for the classroom. And speaking of alternate routes... It's lunchtime. My school has a splendid cafeteria and most students eat there. But there are some old-fashioned students who bring their own lunches. 2 of them happen to be me and the student council president in front of me. I need a burger. Emiya, could you give me some of that fried chicken? My lunch is definitely lacking in meat. Sure, but why is your lunch so plain? You live in a temple, but there aren't any teachings prohibiting meat or alcohol, right? Such is anachronism. It's just my father's way. He says there's no luxurious foods for a young priest, and that I should have to work for what I want. I'm thinking of running away and joining the circus. Yeah, it sounds like that guy. Issei's father's the priest of the Byudo Temple, and a bold guy who's old friends with the old man at Fujini's place. You can't expect a normal personality when he's friends with a guy like that. That's great. Well, I'll give you one in the hope of repayment someday. I hand up my lunchbox. Thank you. This too is part of my religious training. Yeah, I think I actually remember hearing a story about, like, some Shinto priests will go out and, like, not beg for food, because that has weird connotations, but, like, part of the thing is that they have to go out among the people and with food like that. Anyway, Issei bows deeply. How can I put this? I never know what to say when things like this remind me that he's the son of a priest. Oh, and by the way, Emiya, do you know there's something going on around the 2nd Avenue? It's right around the intersection where we pop. Intersection. The intersection this morning. It must be in the clamor with the police cars. I heard there was a murder. I don't know the details, but of the family of 4, only the child survived. They say the older sister and the parents were stabbed to death. But what's strange is that they think the weapon was a long one, not like a knife or something. A long weapon? Maybe like a sword? It was a murder, so that must mean the sister and the parents were killed. I picture it. Someone barging in during the night. Unjust violence. A one-sided pillage like an incident. Slash parents. Sister killed without even knowing what's going on. With the side, child covered in their blood. Issei, have they caught the murder? It doesn't seem like it. Accidents from faulty construction in Shinto and murder here. There's no wonder they're making the curfew around here at school. What's wrong, Emiya? Did you choke on something? Huh? Nothing. What's wrong? No, I'm just surprised since you had a nasty expression. Sorry, this wasn't something I should have talked about during lunch. Issei tries to soften the air apologetically. I was fine with the topic, but was I really making such a nasty face? And then there's a quiet knock at the door. Excuse me, is Ryudo here? No, yes, what is it, Sensei? Issei addresses Kuzuki, who just entered. It must be a simple talk about the student council, as Issei seems pretty relaxed. No, it's not something you see every day. Despite his appearance, Issei is very shy. The guy who draws a line against his classmates and even his teachers is letting his guard down with Kuzuki. Maybe they get along because they're both so serious. Kuzuki Soichiro, the teacher in charge of Class 2A, is serious and stubborn. Probably that aspect helps him get along with Issei, who prizes order and discipline. Or maybe it's the fact that he's living at the temple with his new sister-in-law, I think. We continue to talk. All the while, I can't get the story of the murder out of my head. Classes end and it's time to go home. I can't go anywhere as I have work today. I should leave school and go straight to the neighboring town, but... I'm worried about Sakura. I know it won't do any good to worry about her, but I should at least see if she's okay. I walk through the 4th floor, and where the first year students are located. There's no one in the hallway, and not many left in the classrooms either. Seems they've already gone home or to their clubs. Damn, Sakura would be at her club too. Well, I've come this far. I'll go to her classroom, and when I've checked she's not there, I can head to work. Let's see. I look into classroom 1B. A red-tinted classroom is quiet, and there's no sign of life. There's no one in the classroom. All the students have gone to their respective destinations. In that red classroom, a lone shadow remains. Sakura. I enter the red world and call out to her. Senpai? The face covered by her long hair looks even more lifeless than this morning. What is it? Do you have some business here? No, I have nothing to do here. I was just worried about you. You seemed a bit sick this morning. Sakura makes a gloomy face. She's clearly not doing well. Sakura, if you don't feel well, you should just go home. I can walk you to the intersection, so let's go together. No, I'm fine. I don't feel bad. I'm going to go to the club as usual and have dinner at your place after that. I'm okay, so please don't worry. She picks up her bag and starts to walk like she's running away. Idiot, what are you saying with a face like that? Come on, skip your club. After all, there's no point in doing archery in that state. I grab Sakura's hand as she tries to pass me. A crash. Sakura almost falls over from being grabbed. Hey! I quickly pull her hand back. The body I'm dragging is surprisingly light. You surprised me. Sakura, are you really alright? You're not standing steady at all. Sakura looks away apologetically. So what's wrong with her today? Anyway, you're skipping the club today. I'll skip my work too, so let's just go home. Sakura is silent and does not answer. She doesn't shake my hand off, but it also seems like she won't go home immediately. What's going on, Sakura? You know it's pointless to go to the club like that. You're right, but Nisan wants me to, so I have to go. Sakura mutters. She says so with a face like that I can't respond. It seems the circumstances at Sakura's house are complicated, and they're not something I can meddle with. No matter how much I think she's a part of my family, her real family is the Matos. Whatever I say, they're just the words of an outsider. You're only going to watch at the club? Huh? Oh, yes. I know myself that I can't shoot right now. I see. So you're basically just preserving Shinji's authority. I pull out a chair and sit on it. I also pull out another chair from the desk next to it. Senpai? Just sit down. I won't try and stop you from going to the club, but rest a while. You can tell Shinji that I held you up and made you late. I can't say that. If I do, Nisan will... Shinji messes with me all the time. It's nice that he has something to talk about. Oh, wait. Shinji messes with me all the time. It's nice that he has something to talk about every day. And it's not a lie, so you shouldn't feel guilty about saying it. I urge Sakura to sit down. Sakura sits down quietly. Alright. Then wait here for a while. I'm gonna go and steal some tea from the student council room. You're forbidden from standing up until I get back. Huh? But you might get into trouble. Only if a teacher finds me. Hey, I'm used to this. There's no problem unless I run into a teacher in the hallway. So you can just wait here. I can't. I can't wait here while you're doing something dangerous. Senpai, I don't care about the tea. I'm saying it's not dangerous. Just sit down. Drinking tea in the classroom is a good way to try. One thing to try once. Oh. I jump out into the hallway. The student council room isn't far. I'll get the tea quickly and surprise Sakura. Time passes. While we do something silly like drinking tea together in a classroom, we just stare outside. Outside the window is a glowing sunset that hurts my eyes. Sakura stares blankly into the sunset. I have nothing to talk about, so I follow Sakura's example and just keep my mouth shut. Time passes slowly since we're not talking. Sakura isn't the talkative type, and she often just stares at the scenery. I guess she's more relaxed by herself. Come to think of it, Sakura wants to be alone a lot. It's not like she's excluding herself from the crowd, but she wants to isolate herself within the crowd. She looks outside of the crowd more than in it. That must be why she stayed here in the classroom. Sakura doesn't actively try to spend time with others. Fujini and I are special. Even I wouldn't have known her if I hadn't met Shinji. I sneak a glance at Sakura. When Shinji introduced me to her 4 years ago, she was a small girl. Now she's my junior who comes to help around the house, and her childish image is disappearing. Sakura has grown beautiful. No, she was beautiful before, but I think she's become too beautiful as a member of the opposite sex. You're saying some really weird things, so. On top of that, she's thoughtful and gentle. With that many good qualities, I can understand her being called beautiful alongside Tosaka Rin. But it's strange. I don't understand it. Sakura's alone often. She doesn't seem to have any friends in the archery club, and saying how she's alone in this classroom, she might not have any friends in her class either. Come to think of it, I know Sakura from the archery club in my place. I only know Sakura from the archery club in my place. I don't know how she is at school or at home. While I think about this, looking up at the red sky. Senpai, do you remember? Looking outside, Sakura asks me a question. Remember what? It was a long time ago, right before I met you. You mean before we knew each other? Yes, it was 4 years ago, right when I entered that school. I wasn't used to the school, and I was walking about aimlessly when I saw something strange. Yeah, I really wonder how it ended up like that. Even though it was after school and the track team had left, someone was still running around alone. When I looked closer, wondering what he was doing, I realized he was doing high jumps by himself. Can't see it when I'm fist pumping. I smile. Must be a lovely memory, as Sakura's smiling happily. It was a really red sunset. Everything was red and beautiful, but so lonely. He just continued to run alone, running, jumping, dropping the pole and repeating. There's no one around and he clearly couldn't jump over it, but he kept on trying. This wasn't something that could be done with effort. The pole was way over his head. Even I could tell it was impossible, so he must have known as well. I understand, but I wonder what she's talking about. I don't think it's strange to see someone practicing even after school. I was a bad girl back then. Something bad had happened to me, and I just wanted to take it out on someone. I wanted to see this person fail, give up and be discouraged, so I kept watching him. But he wouldn't give up. He repeated it over and over, even though it was impossible for him. Not complaining at all for that whole time. Wow. Maybe he was on the edge, like the next day was the test and couldn't get chosen unless he could jump that high. No, that wasn't it. He wasn't on the track team or anything. Oh, I see. Well, that's fine, but why are you smiling, Sakura? And while I was watching him, I realized he didn't care about what he was doing. He just happened to run into something he couldn't do, and was obstinate about not losing. The sun set, and he just cleaned up and went home. He must have been really tired, but he walked away calmly like nothing had happened. I don't get it. If he quit, then it must mean he jumped over it, right? So how high was it? But the thing is, he couldn't jump over it. He tried for 3 hours, but he was convinced at last he couldn't jump over it. Yeah, that's some ending. He was so earnest that even I was worried about him. He was probably someone very dependable. But that made me feel uneasy and lonely. Her voice itself sounds so lonely. It seems like it'll be swallowed in the end of this room. Okay, I understand the story, but what about it, Sakura? No, it's okay if you don't understand. That just means that even though it looked that way to me, it was just an everyday thing for him. Despite her gloomy mood earlier, Sakura smiled sweetly. And then, even though I'm pretty dull, I understand when she puts it like that. I don't remember it myself, but 4 years ago was right after my father died. Back then I did lots of reckless things, so I guess I did something like that. Ah, Sakura. So, that was... Yes, he is the senior before me now. Back then he was so small I thought he was my age. Ugh. I wish you wouldn't talk about my height back then. Well, I'm not that tall even now, but I did grow, you know? That's it. I've known Senpai since then. I see. It's the first time I've heard that. I look away. She saw me during an embarrassing moment. Then... Yes, we are both looking at the same thing. With the gesture like a prayer, Sakura says something strange. Huh? I ask, feeling worried. But as if to drown it out, the familiar bell echoes through the school. Oh, the bell. It's been 30 minutes since I stopped Sakura. The clock says 4:30. I guess I held you up for too long. I'll clean up, so you can go on ahead. You feel better, right? Yes, I feel better thanks to you. Please look forward to dinner tonight. Sakura gets up. Doesn't seem like she's bluffing, and she really seems well. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Sakura. I have to go to work now. I'll be late today, so you don't have to push yourself to come to my place. I understand, but I'll just cook your dinner and leave. Sakura bows and leaves. Oh well. Fujini will be at my house, so she should be able to take Sakura home when she leaves. I have to make a living too, so I should get to work quickly. Yeah, I've been there, buddy. 20 minutes after taking the bus from my school, I arrive at the neighboring town of Shinto across the bridge. Well, it's not 5 yet? Guess I still have some time. Miyama City is a residential district, so there's no part-time jobs there. But the developing Shinto has many available. The school approves of students having part-time jobs, so I work a few easy ones. I prefer hard, physical labor that ends as quickly as possible. It's killing 2 birds with 1 stone as it builds my body while I get paid for it. Sounds amazing. Today's job is a simple loading job from 5 to 8. Even though it's only 3 hours, there's 6 hours worth of work to do. Makes you run around without a minute's rest. So I should rest when I can, even if it's just for 10 minutes. It's a waste of energy walking around until my job, so I guess I'll rest in the park. Park among the buildings is like a big field. A park should be filled with people, like families and lovers on weekends, but it's empty here now. No. This place is always desolate. This place is the same as always. I'm a bit sad. The utterly neglected ground looks awful compared to the neatly organized surroundings. The desolate area makes the wind feel cold. This is the place of that conflagration 10 years ago. This is the remains of the conflagration 10 years ago. And this is the place where I was saved from burning to death. Why do I let plant grass here? It's a waste to keep it like this. It's a large area, so they retiled it. The park would get big. If they retiled it, the park would get bigger. Thinking absentmindedly, I sit down on a bench. and stare at the burned land to pass the time. I don't remember what happened here back then. I probably don't remember because I was a kid, and it wouldn't have been an easy scene to memorize. All I can remember is that it was hot, and I couldn't breathe, and that people died trying to save others. I wonder why. For example, an adult that tried to save a child from a burning house. He saved the child, but died in its place. For example, there were people who had their throats burned, but they gave what little water they had to one guy, and the others died. For example, there was someone who ran alone, get away from the fire as fast as possible, and everyone that he passed on the way died. For example, people who died because they gave away something that was saving them, and let it save others they didn't even know. I didn't like things like that. It makes me mad at those who tried hard or sacrificed. Am I greedy to want an ending where everyone is safe and happy? All I wanted was to see people relax peacefully, so why couldn't I manage a simple thing? It's difficult. What you want is to save everyone. Hiritsugu answered so to the question I asked as a child. Hiritsugu answered so to the question I asked as a child. Guys, fates are written kind of weird sometimes. Anyway, of course, as a child, I denied it. Because Hiritsugu saved me, I knew he was a sorcerer who could do anything. I knew he was a superhero who couldn't ignore people in need, and save them for no benefit. So I believed Hiritsugu could have saved everyone back then. When I told him that, he made a troubled expression and said something that I remember to this day. Shiro, saving one person means not saving others. Look, a superhero can only save the people he has saved. It's obvious. That is the definition of a superhero. I understand that. It's obvious now that he said it. Let's say there's a robber and some hostages, and the robber intends to kill the hostages. With normal methods, most of the hostages will be killed. Even if you use miraculous method to save all the hostages, there'll still be one person who isn't saved. That, of course, is the robber, whose hostages were rescued. The people a superhero saves are only those he decides to save. That's why even God cannot save everyone. All the more so if it's a natural disaster. No one could have saved everybody. That fire 10 years ago was like that. It's not something I, who has miraculously saved from it, can talk about now. And I don't want that. I don't want such a thing. I don't want help that has a limited capacity. You have to help, no matter how impossible it is. I can't stand to have strangers dying around me like back then. So if I had been there 10 years ago, even if it was impossible, I would have gone into the fire and I would have certainly died in vain. That's for certain. Jeez, hopeless. Oh, it's 5 o'clock already? The 5 o'clock bell rings. I stand up and quickly make my way to work. When the job's done, the sun's already set. It's a bit before 8. I finished 10 minutes early because I worked too hard. It seems I worked frantically since I went to that place before work. Here in front of the station, the night's just getting started. There are lots of people and a constant flow of cars on the road. The buildings are still lit up, and just looking at them makes me feel like I'm watching a grand festival of illumination. I guess I don't have to buy anything for Fujini. I walk while looking at the lighted building. It's the biggest building in Shinto, so I can't see the top properly. I just gaze up at the building, just enjoying the night's scenery. When I think I see something out of place. What was that? I stop and stare at the rooftop. I focus my eyes, looking at the thing as small as a grain of rice. Looks like someone I know. Why is she there? What would she be doing there? With her long, fluttering hair, doing nothing, she looks down at the town. Doesn't seem like she notices me down here. No, there's no way she could see me. She's so high up that I, with better eyesight than most, can barely see her by improving my vision with magical energy. I can recognize her since she's standing there alone, but there's no way she would notice me down here amongst all these people. She's just looking down at the town. Maybe she's looking for something, as I can feel her sharp stare even down here. I forget about time and keep looking up at the girl standing in the sky. She's on top of a tall tower. It's like a witch, looking down at the earth with the moon behind her. Oh. And then, she must be done with whatever she's doing as she disappears. Her figure has disappeared into the scene, returns to the beautiful view of the night. That was Tosaka, right? I have no proof, but I think I'm right. There aren't many girls with looks that stand out that much, and more than that, it's stupid enough to mistake a girl I secretly have a crush on. I see, but still. Well, it's... Tosaka sure has strange hobbies. I return to Miyama City. Unlike Shinto, it's really quiet here, as if it were midnight already. I wonder if Sakura's okay. She seemed to be feeling better, but since she came to my place to make dinner, I think I've made her push herself again. I guess I'll go check on her. It's not like I'll achieve anything by going to her house now, but it should make me feel better than doing nothing. There's nothing wrong at her house. There's no sign of strange foreigner Sakura was talking about, and the lights are only on in Sakura and Shinji's rooms as usual. Huh? Wait a minute. Then there was that... What was that light yesterday? Was there someone other than Sakura and Shinji in the house?
Excuse me, do you need something?
What the... I spin around. In the darkness of the night, as if hiding in the sound of the bugs, a figure is standing. He's an unfamiliar old man.
Chocolate. I remember when they invented chocolate.
He must be really old, but he has sharp eyes and a presence that doesn't match his small body. Perhaps it's the difference in the years that we have lived, but he has a dignity that pressures me.
What's wrong, young one? Why don't you answer? If you don't answer, I shall jump to conclusions. So can I assume you're the stranger Sakura was talking about?
Sakura? Then could this person be...
Jeez. Since it is my granddaughter's wish, I can't just let you go. I'm sorry, but I will have to hurt you a bit. Just to be sure, you don't intend to hand yourself over to the police graciously.
The unknown man asked me such a question. There's no mistake. This is the first time I've met him, but he must be... No, you've got it wrong. My name is Chiro. I'm in the same class as Shinji, and I'm an acquaintance of Sakura. I just came to see how they were doing.
Oh, I see. You're their friend. And I'm sorry for stopping you. Well, I can go get them. Would you like to have dinner with us?
No, I was just stopping by. I gotta get going. By the way, is Sakura home already?
Zoken.
The old man says an unfamiliar word. Huh?
Mato Zokin. It is wrong for me not to name myself when you have done so.
Mato Zokin says so and walks towards the entrance. Seems he doesn't care about me anymore. Overwhelmed, I see him off without a word. And then...
Sakura is home. More importantly, Emiyashiro. Is the daughter of the Einsburns doing well?
What? That sounds... I don't... What?
Do not play dumb. It is natural for the daughter of the Einsburns to go and see Emiya. I am asking you how well it is this time around.
I don't understand. I'm sorry, Sakura, but your old man's pretty hard to deal with.
It seems you really don't know.
Zokin sighs. He looks so shocked that I kind of feel sorry for him. Well, I don't really understand, but I am sorry.
No. It is nothing you should feel bad about. It was a mistake on my part. I'm sorry to bore you with such things. Here, if you want to see my grandchildren, do not hesitate. The old man will go away, so please do not reserve yourself.
No, I really did just stop by today. But, you live here too?
I do, but as you can see, I am old, so I just lie in the rear tatami room all the time.
I see. I came to their house until about a year ago, but it seems that no one other than Sakura and Shinji lived there.
Then excuse me, Emiyashiro. Please stay friends with my grandchildren.
Despite his appearance, he leaves with light footsteps. There's no change in the house, but the sound of bugs has suddenly stopped. Anyway, the day ends. Finishing a rowdy dinner and seeing Fujini off, I take a bath. After that, I practice my daily routine in the shed. I complete it as usual and go to sleep. It is 1 in the morning. The day ends peacefully, with no troubles. Now I could carry it into the next day, because we are a little on the shorter side, but that would actually make it like much longer than I'm actually kind of wanting. So I guess we're gonna stop it for today. How about that, guys? I really want to say this and that as like an excuse, but that's not a good look. We're just ending it for today. But please do not let that do not hesitate to let that come back, please. I said that in a weird way, but yeah, I mean, like, you're a star, you might as well continue anyway. But yeah. You know the drill. Next stream, on Friday. Same Twitch channel, same Twitch time. Well, ideally a little earlier, but still. Yeah. Until next time, you guys take care of yourself. Keep yourself safe. It's been an unseasonably cold winter. So, you know, bundle up, stay warm. Take care of yourselves. And, yeah. I'll see you guys later then. Bye.